Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Also, if you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Daily Compliance News for October 10, 2024, the Pray for Florida edition. That's not in a story today, but given the Hurricane Milton headed towards Florida, I think everybody needs to think about that. Hopefully, if you have any loved ones in the path of the hurricane, they're out of the way. We begin with a question about, rather not even a question, but Donald Trump's courting of big donors poses major corruption problems, experts warn. I don't think it would be anything controversial to say America will be for sale under a second Trump administration, and everything will be viewed as transactional, including the sale of state secrets. But for the business person, through bribery and corruption, legal, of course, under our current Supreme Court, you can probably get a lot out of the Trump administration. There are a second Trump administration. From the Financial Times, the head of KPMG US has said the industry urgently needs to make it easier and cheaper to become an accountant to head off a brewing crisis in the profession. Paul Knott became the first head of a Big Four firm to publicly back scrapping the 5th year of higher education on a typical 4-year degree, as the number of students taking accounting courses has dropped sharply, and there will be a lack of them going forward. Next up from Reuters, the U.S. is considering forcing Alphabet, or the company also known as Google, to divest parts of its business, such as the Chrome browser or the Android operating system, that it says are used to maintain an illegal monopoly in online search. We've, of course, had major breakups before, so this would not be something completely new, but it would be seismic. And our final story is, this is just unbelievable to me, the Glencore traders who have been charged by the Serious Fraud Office in the United Kingdom have been given a trial date of 2027. That's more than 3 years down the road to go to trial. Justice delayed is justice denied, and you may want to plead not guilty, and maybe you think you'll have 3 more years off before you go to trial and have to have a jury decide your fate. But that's just beyond the pale. 3 years at this point. This is before any delays, that the inevitable delays that come in any court proceeding. So Glencore traders, get ready. Mark June 1, 2027. On your dance card for the day you will go to trial against the Serious Fraud Office. Good luck. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, the sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Well, Ethico has a great new offering this month for you, a toolkit for middle managers. This is something that you, as the compliance professional, can use to move your compliance program forward by giving middle managers the skills necessary to answer a call for speak up, or when someone comes in their office and raises a concern. I can't think of a tool that will be more valuable for you in the current era of enforcement. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.